All right, welcome to your mission briefing. For the next few minutes, we're going to map out a 30-day plan to get you some seriously powerful, job-ready Python automation skills. So let's just dive right in.
So, are you kind of sick of doing the same repetitive tasks over and over? Are you ready to stop just learning abstract concepts and actually start building projects that could land you your next tech job? Well, that is the magic of automation, using code to make the computer do all the boring work for you.
And look, this isn't some vague idea. It's a solid roadmap. We're breaking it down. Week 1, we're nailing the Python fundamentals and file handling. Week 2, it's all about taming data with Excel and Pandas. And in week 3, we're going to conquer the web with scraping and APIs. The last week, that's all about building a killer portfolio to prove you've got the skills.
Okay, so let's get into week 1. Before you can automate the entire world, you've got to master your core toolkit. You have to walk before you can run. And these are the absolute non-negotiables of Python. First up, variables. Don't let the technical name fool you. Seriously, just think of a variable as a labeled box. You can put a piece of information inside, like a name or a number, and you just give it a label so you can find it again later. It's really that simple. Next, we have loops. Imagine you've got, say, 1,000 photos to rename. I mean, you're not going to do that by hand, right? A loop is basically your code's dishwasher. It takes a whole stack of items and does the exact same thing to every single one until the job's done. This is incredibly powerful. And rounding out our core 3 are functions. The best way to think of a function is like a recipe. It's a block of code you write once to do one specific thing. Then, whenever you need to do that thing again, you just call the recipe by its name. This is the absolute key to writing clean, professional code that you can reuse. Now listen up, because this is what separates the beginners from the pros: error handling. See, a fragile script will just completely crash the second something unexpected happens, like a website is down or a file is missing. But a robust script, using what's called a try-except block, it expects problems. It can just log the error and keep right on going. This is absolutely crucial for any real-world automation.
So now that we've got the basics down, let's take a quick look at all the cool stuff you're going to be building. We'll start right on your own computer and then expand out to, well, the entire internet.
So your very first quest is a classic, and it's super satisfying. Renaming files in bulk. You just use Python's built-in OS library, point it at a folder, loop through everything inside, and rename all the files based on a pattern you set. In just a few lines of code, you can save yourself hours of that mind-numbing manual clicking.
Then, in week 3, you'll take these new skills to the web. Now, for web scraping, you've basically got 2 main tools. Beautiful Soup is fantastic for pulling data from simple websites, like a blog. But for the complicated stuff, sites with logins, pop-ups, and buttons you have to click, like a job search website, you're going to need the heavy hitter Selenium. It actually automates a whole web browser just like a person would use it.
And automation isn't just for files and websites. This is where it gets kind of wild. With a library called PyAutoGUI, you can literally control your entire desktop. Yeah, I'm talking about writing code to make your mouse move and click and making your keyboard type things out. It's perfect for automatically filling out boring online forms or taking scheduled screenshots.
So what if you want your script to tell you when it's done? Or better yet, send you a daily report with the data it found? Well, that's where email automation comes in. Using a built-in Python tool, SMTP-lib, you can write scripts that automatically build and send emails. Imagine your web scraper just emailing you the fresh results every single morning. Okay, that was a little taste of what's possible. Let's really dig into week 2 now, because this is all about the pro-level tools for handling data. This is where your skills start to get really powerful and really hireable.
So look, for very simple little Excel jobs, a library like OpenPyXL is fine. But the moment you start dealing with thousands or even millions of rows of data, you need Pandas. Pandas is the industrial strength tool for serious high-performance data work. Seriously, mastering Pandas is probably your most important goal for week 2, and it is a massive resume booster.
And we can't forget about the unsung heroes that make all this possible. SQL is the language you use to pull the data out of company databases in the first place so that your Python script can actually work on it. And knowing some basic Linux commands, that is a huge advantage for setting up and running your projects on a server where most real-world automation happens.
So, you've learned all these skills. Now what? Well, you've got to prove it. And that brings us to what might just be the most important part of this whole mission, building a portfolio that actually gets you noticed by hiring managers.
Let's be real, a hiring manager wants to see what you can build. Every project from our roadmap shows off a different skill. The file renamer proves you get core Python. The Excel report generator shows you can handle data with pandas. And that job scraper, that proves you can pull valuable information right off the live web.
And hey, if you really want to stand out, build a project that uses an API, like this crypto price tracker. An API is basically just a way for different software programs to talk to each other and share data. Building something that pulls live data from an outside source is a huge signal to employers that your skills are modern and relevant.
But how you present these projects matters a lot. Your GitHub profile is your new resume, so don't just dump a bunch of messy code on there. Every project needs a clean README file explaining what it does, a requirements TXT file so anyone can run it easily, and clean, commented code that just proves you're a professional.
Phew, okay, we've covered a full 30-day mission from the basic concepts all the way to a professional portfolio. So let's boil it all down. What are the absolute most valuable, most hireable skills you're going to get out of all this?
Well, it really just comes down to three. There are three core skills that employers are looking for more than anything else when it comes to automation jobs.
And here they are. Number 1, being able to get data from the web using tools like Selenium. Number 2, having the power to actually process and analyze that data with pandas. And number 3, mastering your own computer with file and desktop automation. If you can do these three things, you are in demand, period.
And look, this isn't just a fun hobby. These skills are the direct foundation for real, well-paying tech jobs. You're not just learning to code. You're building the exact skills you need to become an automation engineer, a data analyst, or a junior Python developer.
So, your mission briefing is complete. The roadmap is laid out, the tools are all identified, and the target is clear. The only question left is, what are you going to automate first?